WWE 2K21 has just been canceled. And what should 2K do now? What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and this is I'm putting it under the video game review. Although this really isn't a video game review, that's why also we saw the opening. It's like the word according to me, because we're going to talk about um, some of the things that's going on with 2K21 over the past week, as we heard. Um, um, Wwe 2K was going to be canceled this week, and there's for myriad of reasons. We've got obviously COVID-19, but that's probably didn't even take into it. Probably one of the bigger reasons that's taken into it is that um, we're going to have to uh, probably just rebuild the game from scratch. You know, that's what it's probably going to have to be rebuilt from scratch. Because I think one of the big things was that Ukes pulled out of the game last year. They put out of the game making the game. So 2K's partner Visual Concepts. I can speak. I'm smart. They were the ones that make the NBA 2K game, and so I think they were, so they thought, well, we can go ahead and we can make this game, but the things that they were doing, it just didn't work, and you had a whole bunch of glitches and a whole bunch of other things that were just it really was just it was that when people first made the game, when people first bought the game, it was not good. I didn't buy the game until probably about 2 months ago. I probably bought the game, and when I got it, it was a totally different game. It was not a game that was broken. I bought it after the 2020, turn, and so that was another thing. They when the clock hit 2020, you weren't able to play the game. The damn game was called 2K, 20, and you couldn't play it. So there were a lot of things that were just obviously, not right with the game, and it was a very broken game, and it disappointed a lot of folks. It disappointed a whole lot of folks. And to be very honest with you, the game, as fun as it is gameplay wise and everything like that, it's been disappointing some folks. Um, as of for a couple of years, because basically they've just kind of recycled the same game, and that's not the way they need to do it. And listen, they're not the only ones. Every sports game seemingly recycles the same game, just adds a touch here or a touch there or a thing here or a thing there, and but it really hasn't. It really hasn't made the you know games the way the games should be, and that's including WWE. So what's next for 2K and the WWE? Well, they're going to make an announcement um, today about what is what the future is for WWE games, and what the future is for the 2K franchise for WWE, and everything like that. So we will have to wait and see. There's been some rumors that people think there's going to be some type of mobile game that is going to come out. Um, some people think that maybe that they might even say that they are passing on the game franchise to another company, or like that. There could be so many things that come out today. But I think that what really is the big news from this is that just that like that is just that maybe we can get a rebuilt, entirely rebuilt, renewed design game. And I have some thoughts about what could go into this game that could make it feel a whole lot better to a lot of people. And so that's what this video is. This is we're gonna talk about some of the things that they can do to make this a whole lot better. So here's one of the things that one of the first places I want to start is they shouldn't think about putting out a game every year at the same time. It seems like that they are trying to put out a video game every year, like the beginning to mid October, every year, and that can't be good. That can't be good. So if you just focus on trying to make this first game, this first new game, whatever it might be, to make this first new game a lot better, yeah, and then don't worry about um don't worry about um things. Don't worry about things about trying to put a game out each and every year at the same time. You can just worry about, so if now you're taking this series, you cancel 2K21. So if you guys are still gonna have a franchise and it's still gonna be 2K 22, right, or whatever it might be, whatever they might change it, but let's just call it 2K22, and take your time, figure out this game, and then like I said, build it up from scratch. And if 2K22 doesn't come out until 2K22, fine, that's perfect. You know, fine, that's perfect. Just make sure that you create a game that the majority of people would love to play and have fun with. So don't worry about putting out a game every year, like at the start or the mid October. Don't worry about that. No career mode. I don't understand why. I don't. First of all, I don't. I would think some people do play it, and probably a lot of people actually do play it, but they don't. They don't make a like a, a, a really entertaining career mode. It really isn't, and really it takes away from other things that they probably need to be working on, other than putting all your effort into career mode when you should need to be putting your effort into other things. So just take it out. Take the entire career mode out. Leave that space for something else that down the line. I'll get to that in a minute, but leave that space, in your game for something else. So take career mode out. To go along with the career mode, I would say um, probably you should probably take out like the um the showcase modes. It was showed a couple years ago when didn't have a showcase mode that is not needed. It's not needed to make this game interesting. I don't need to go back and relive something over and over again. And also let's do like this. It's almost hard as hell to try to recreate some of the things you want done in a showcase mode. It really is. Use Becky Lynch and have her, you know, use Becky and have her, hit Sasha Banks with a chair, in their match with Charlotte at WrestleMania, 32. I mean, no, Charlotte's there. So this it's and even on the easiest level, it's still like the hardest thing to do. So no, take out showcase mode with it as well. No showcase mode with it. Yeah. Take it out, put it out next to career mode in the back. Completely overhaul your creation suite. Oh my god, it is as thorough as I would as I like it, as thorough as I love it. It's sometimes it is also it is too thorough. It really is, and there are some things where you just there's no need for it. You can combine some of these things, right? First of all, let's start with the actual creator wrestler, right? I mean, why are some of the same things, some of the same outfits been in the game 3, 4 years? Some of the same damn outfits are still in the game. Get some new outfits. Get some new things. Get some new designs. Get some new focuses. Make it easier for folks to to just put new designs on the thing. You know, or just have them or have the thing with the designs on them. Designs already on. So if you want like a bunch of stars on your tights, you just you can just when you select your tights and then select the tights that you want, then the next screen is designs, and then you have stars, and the stars are up there. It's not, and you don't have to rotate them or you don't have to do them yourself. They're already on the tights, and then so that they're already there. Do it that way or something, because it's just the way it is. It's just it's so hard, but yeah, some new clothing, some new faces. Some of these same faces been 3, 4 years. Again, like I said, you know, new. They try to put in new hairstyles, and I will give them that. But I think there probably needs to be more hairstyles again. And speaking of hair, I think that's one of the things. The hair needs to be able to be should be kind of real. You know, where we talk about where the hair just stands straight when they're upside down. It's crazy. If you have somebody who has long hair and they're wrestling AJ Styles and they go for a Styles Clash, the hair is upside down. I mean, what the hell is that? So the hair's not upside down. It's like stuck to their head. That needs to be a little bit different. Um, but that probably goes into like the entire um engine and everything like that, and it needs to be rebuilt. Needs to be rebuilt. Um, yeah. So just the creation suite, and then we got the create an entrance. I think I forget what it was. I forget which 2K it was, but there was a 2K when you created your wrestler and created them visually. You know they they had a Titantron, they already made their own Titantron for you, so that and it was your wrestler wrestling against some of the other wrestlers, and it was him doing moves and him getting moves done, and that was the Titantron. So, and I think that you shouldn't have to create your own Titantron, because that takes too much as well to do. Just have it already done. Bring that back from the past 2K game. Um, and then also when you talk about creative entrance, this should. I mean, you want to talk about overstated welcome? I, the music, still one, still two, and still three have overstayed their welcome so much. I mean, just let's get let's find some people to do a bunch of whole new music for the thing, for the game. It really is. Or have something where you can like upload music. I thought that was a part of one of the past games as well, where you can upload music like from wherever you get from, like your maybe a USB storage or something, or the internet or something like that, where you can upload music and then have like music that you want into the game or something like that. But the motions and the music need to be all brand new. They need to be all brand new. There's no reason that Steel 1, Steel 2, and Steel 3 should be on this game. There's no reason for candies and all these other things. And speaking of that, also, you want to talk about being a little bit more focused. There should be also, when you talk about creative entrance, just like you have for creative victory, which by the way should be a part of the creative entrance. The creative victory should be a part of that. It should be, at the end you should be able to create the victory. That should be a part of the entire thing of creative entrance. Creative entrance, and it should be the same thing, so that you know you can break it down. You can break it down with face. You can break it down for heels. You can break it down from for males and females. And even what you want to do is you want to do that. Let's break it down face and heel, and then have like a parentheses and have F for all of the female motions and all of the female motions for face and for heel. And as long as we know it's face, so that it's a lot easier to do like that. So yeah, just gotta do just again, once again, you gotta break down the entire creation suite, and create a wrestler, create an entrance is one, create a move set I think is also one. I think they really did go way overboard with all of the taunts. You know, a taunt here for the get on the ropes, a taunt here to get, to get on the to do this, a taunt here for that. No, no, I don't think that needs to be that needed to be all that much. No, it should you should have. I'm gonna go with 7 taunts. There were 7 taunts. You have the regular taunts that you have. You wanna, they changed it, like they want to have a taunt for the crowd, a taunt for your opponent. Okay, that's fine. Taunt for your crowd, a taunt for your opponent. You want to have a wake up taunt. I'm fine with that too. You want to have another taunt. That's totally fine. You want to have a signature taunt, a taunt that you do before for a signature move or a finishing move. I think that's totally good too. I'm totally fine with that. Like the Undertaker's, you know, like this, the thing before he does the tombstone. That I think that's good. The stomping of the sweet chin music before Michaels does sweet chin music. I think that's, all of that. I think that's totally fine. And if you want to make that a part of the wake up time or whatever, I'm fine with that too. What's his face, Roman Reigns before the Superman punch. You know, or the hoo ha before his thing. You can for his spear again. I think that's a good time. Um, and then maybe, uh, and I think that's it. But maybe you don't need taunts for when they get on top of the thing. You don't need taunts again unless it has something to do with their finishing move or their signature move. Then yes, of course. But I don't, and then there are the taunts before the match when it's a championship taunt. A championship taunt when you're holding up the belt. I would be. You can keep that. So those are your taunts, right? You taunt for the crowd. You taunt your opponent. You do a wake up taunt. You do a taunt for your signature and or finishing move, and then you do the championship victory taunt before the match. You know. Uh, uh, um. Otherwise, there's absolutely no other reason to have all of those taunts. So you just need just those taunts. Um. And you want to talk about other things. I think they need to also do, you know, they need to have more. pre-existing move sets. And then have more pre-existing moves. Not only move sets of wrestlers that have been been in the game past or past wrestlers, you know, but just like totally different type of moveset. Like I would say like do the things like yes the brawler, brawler moveset. Um, and they do bit of that, but I kind of think they should go about it um more. They should do more of it. It should maybe be like about instead of just the four sets that they do, the four for like brawler and luchador and all those things. There should be like it should be like 10, so that for each one, like technical wrestler, for things like that. And these move sets can just be it can just be a base. It can just be a base, right? It doesn't have to be a full thing. But it can just be a base where you can, where what you when you come to the screen, you say it says when you go to create a wrestler, right, or create a move set, and you are creating. You say you create a new move set, and to like that. So like when you do that, right? Create or edit whatever, right? So then you select the person, and then you want to say it says easy creation or advanced creation, right? And so the advanced creation would be the thing when you would or even maybe you wouldn't even do that. You wouldn't have easy or advanced. What you would have is that you would have a thing where you would say from scratch, so that you just select the moves from scratch, or it would say from a base, and then you select from a base, then it would come up with all of the things. It would come up with like aerial wrestler, or a high maybe a high flyer, a brawler, a technical wrestler, a powerhouse, a whatever, whatever you want. And then again, you break it down, male and female, right? So maybe you'd have um 5 male and 5 female ones, or you have like 2 or 3 female ones on each one, powerhouse, anything like that. But then you break it down so for them. So then the women's moves would be in those as well, so that you know which one were the women's move sets and which one were the men move sets. So you do all of that, and then you can start from a base. And I think that would be a great way to go about it as well. So yeah, I mean, just creation sheet needs a total overhaul with new everything, new faces, new ways to new clothing, new entrance motions, new entrance musics, yada yada yada, and all of that. So yeah, they need to go ahead and they need to do all of that. And the one thing they also need to do is that since that's something they did, I think it was last year's game. They added a new entrance for Roderick Strong when he had joined the Undisputed Era. He added a new entrance for that. They should be able to do that too. They should be able to when something happens, they should be able to get a new motion and get a new and get the entrance music and everything like that. They should be able to do all of that so quickly. So when Bailey turns heel, we get a new Bailey look and a new Bailey motion and a new Bailey everything. They should be able to do that so quickly. No current wrestlers as DLC. Now, one of the things that they didn't do that really this year. One thing they did do is that the Fiend was a pre-order bonus. So if you pre-order WWE before it came out, you were able to get the Fiend right away. Other than that, you had to beat the Fiend in the Bump in the Night stuff to get the Fiend. But yeah, so they didn't do this last time. But I want them to continue on with this. Continue on. No current wrestlers as DLC. Now I'm not sure what you need to do for DLC. I don't even know if you really need DLC. You know, I think that's another thing, just like the career mode and the showcase mode, that really just needs to go. It really just needs to go. DLC, I think, should be, it should be maybe either the past wrestlers of the past, um, and maybe that at some point, maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe what you want to do is you want to stop, stop giving us Flair from 1980, 83, or the Steamboat from 1990 or something. Stop giving us those guys, and just give us the DLC. You know, I think at one point they were doing the Hall of Fame DLC, and I think that's good. Give us the DLC of all of the Hall of Famers. So like, you would give us Batista, you would give us Hogan, Hall, and Nash, and X-Pac from the NWO versions. You give us the Bella Twins, something like that. So, in an upcoming game. So I think that's something that we need to think about with DLC, but no current wrestlers. And I would also say, like your DLC maybe should be, again, wrestlers that sign or make their debut like after the game comes out, or after the game is fixed and made. So, for instance, if I don't know who signed or anything like that, but let's just say, let's just say, for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, um, Chris Jericho decides to gets fired, he leaves AEW, whatever, and Chris Jericho comes back to the WWE, but you've already put out the game. You've already put out the game. Well, then go scan Chris Jericho, do everything, get his new entrance, get everything like that, do all of that stuff, and then drop a DLC with Chris Jericho into the game, and you can just pop him right into the game and let him play. Now, I don't now. Maybe that's not realistic, because maybe that could hurt the engine or something like that. But and then you come again with having all the glitches and everything like that. But I just don't want any current wrestlers as DLC. I hated that. I hated having to wait for the Hardy Boys to play with the Hardy Boys. I hated having to play with something else. I didn't want that. So um yeah, there's no current wrestlers as DLC, please. So I'm not sure. I've heard several things um about there being like people wanting like less of a simulation and more of an arcade style game. And I'm that's not something for me. I love the simulation part of this. I love the fact that players get get tired and get slow, and does it more, and so I love that simulation part. I think that's cool. It can never really be a true simulation of wrestling for the most part, but I think they get as close as they can ever be with everything like that. So, um, and the comebacks and everything like that they've done. So I want to keep simulation there, but uh, I'm be willing to make a compromise. Add the arcade version, right? Add a way so that you can do the arcade, um, the arcade version, so that you can select two things, so that when you do all of your notions, like you want to select your difficulty, you want to select how you do your submissions, when you want to press buttons, or you want to try to do the roly thing or whatever. Um, and I actually think they should change that for like the Money in the Bank too. Do instead of having that roly thing for Money in the Bank, do you want to try to press buttons? But anyway, I think that's the sort of change they should do as well. But so when you go there, you can select how you want to play, gameplay style. Do you want arcade style, or do you want a simulation? And I think you should give both, because I think a simulation is the best way to play. But give people who maybe just want to do play an arcade style a way to play arcade style. Yeah, so I would say that's one way to do it. And I think one of the biggest things is also a comprehensive universe mode. And going back to like the arcade and simulation, like there, like I've said, I've seen some things, and heard some things about people wanting an arcade, more of an arcade style game, more than the simulation game. Well, I've also heard that people want GM mode instead of, the universe mode. But see, the thing is that, especially now, there are no general managers now. There are no general managers, so there's no reason for a GM mode. Particularly when it comes to universe mode, basically you are the GM. You're the GM of both brands, or even the NXT brand. The 205 Live. You know, but so that's 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 what you are. You are the GM. You're the booker. Now I will say this. I talked about no career mode earlier, and I said just take it out and throw it in the trash. But I also mentioned that this, if you wanted to do something with that, you could, and I think that's what you could do here. Is with universe mode, you could have the thing where it's the normal universe mode where I just talked about, where you control all of the brands or anything like that, or you can do a universe mode where you select the wrestler. That's all it is. You select the wrestler. Um, whether it's a created wrestler that you created, or whether it's AJ Styles or Roman Reigns or Liv Morgan or whoever, and then you can do a universe mode just with them. So and then you just focus on them and trying to do what they want to do, right? So you can encompass the entire universe mode, or you just do a single wrestler universe mode. Either one, I think you give the fans the opportunity to do so. And like I said, the universe mode also needs to be more comprehensive. If you are going to do um, like a big universe mode, I'd love the way that they went to 4 rivalries. I think that's good. Keep it like that. Keep in the way you were able now to change the shows and have more matches on the shows, and I think that's a great look and a great add to all of this as well. One thing they still need to do is they still need to fix. They need to fix the takeovers. The takeovers are always on the Saturdays. They're not the week before. They're on the Saturdays. They need to fix that. You need to fix that. Put the takeovers on the Saturdays. But I think one of the things that they have to do also is they need to add a little spice to it. One of the things that you do take away from GM mode is the advent of storylines. You need to be able to, no matter what it is, you know, get right, create several storylines. Take some from take some from the past. Whether you want to take the who ran over Austin storyline, if you want to do that one. Um, for something, or if you want to take away the whoever it was, whoever whatever storyline is in there, that's what you do. You take that storyline, right? And you don't take it completely, right? You don't take it completely, right? Because that's crazy. But maybe someone tries to run over a certain wrestler, and then there's all people trying to figure out who did it, and and matches, and then you find out months later it was so and so, and then you have these long drawn out matches. And you can do this. You can do long term you know rivalries like that. You can even do short term ones. You can do medium term ones, just like you have right now. But just have your storylines set for each tag team, right? For not for each tag, for each rivalry, and you can include tag teams into that. So once again, you separate them male and female. There might be some that would cross over, like who's the best wrestler between two wrestler storyline. You can write one for male, you can write one for a female, and then you can have those both. But yeah, you need to add storylines to it. You just can't be these generic type of stories that just that repeat over and over again. Um, when the wrestler comes down and sits in that chair while someone's having a match, or the wrestler, goes on, or the wrestler like throws another wrestler into the ring or something like that. So all of that stuff needs to be. You need to have an upgrade. That's why I said get rid of career mode, get rid of showcase mode, get rid of all of these peripherals that don't really need to be in the game. Make sure you focus all of that on getting universe mode correct. And when you get that correct, if you have enough space, or, or time or whatever to add some of those in, you know, add a showcase mode. That says a career mode. You got to go. But if you can do all that stuff in universe mode, then add a showcase mode. Fine. If you can do all of that and add maybe add the towers, fine. You can do all of that. But make sure first and foremost, you you create a universe mode that can be non-repetitive, that can be so jarring, and then once again add the single player to that as well, and add some stories and some storylines. Not you won't be selecting the storylines obviously, but just add stories to that one, so that again so that even if you would somehow play 10 10 years of universe mode, you'd have 10 years worth of storylines for both the entire universe mode encompassing and the single player universe mode. So just make sure that you focus on that and you get that straight. And once you get that straight, I think, and if you get that one and you have all of these other ones that I've mentioned, you get those done correctly, I think you could have a damn good game. Damn good game going on out there. There's some other things that we need to fix as well. But I think you can have some really great. You can have a really great WWE game. And finally, beta test. I think now you really have to do it, right? You need to have a beta test, and that could be part of the pre-order stuff, right? If you pre-order the game, you get access to a beta test, so that you can beta test the game. You can have us beta test the game, see see if there are any things that are going on, if there are any glitches or anything like that. So if you can do an 8-person ladder match without people going through ladders, if you can have an 8-person battle royal where they don't have, but they're not glitching through the ropes or anything like that, or they're not falling off the side of the ring and or any of that trash, you know, they have a beta test, see how you feel, and then if you get things that you need to be fixed before the launch, you can try and fix it, or you can even push back the launch date so that you can fix them if you need to. So many things, but I think there's no doubt in my mind from this debacle with WWE 2K20, without question, you have to beta test this game before you even launch it, and you should have us, the players, beta test it without question. I think it's a no-brainer. So yeah, those are my thoughts about WWE 2K21 being canceled. What should 2K do in the future? And what I probably should have done with the titles, I probably should do what should the next WWE game looks like, because again, what we might hear today is that we might hear that WWE and 2K have like parted ways, and they won't be making the game anymore, and they'll be and some other, and they've sold the rights to another, you know, organization to make the game or anything like that. So we don't know. We have to figure out, but those are my thoughts about the next WWE game whenever it comes out. Again, because like I said just in this video, don't try. There's no need to try to make a game for next year for not doing this, but for in 2021. There's no reason to try to put a game out in October. There's no reason. Just make sure you get everything correct before you put it out. Like I said, it could be out in 2022. But just make sure that you get everything correct, you get everything fixed, you get everything as good as you can get it, so that you can have a create games. And it doesn't even have to be perfect. If there are minor things, like I mentioned in the video about the hair, if you can't do nothing about the hair, where the hair gets in the face of people, or the hair, is just still, hair doesn't move or anything like that. That's that's fine, But as long as this game is great and it's like, and it's great gameplay and there's no glitches and no anything like that. I had a glitch, I had a glitch the other day, when I was playing it, Buddy Murphy versus Alistair Black, and Buddy Murphy was stuck in the fucking floor, you know, and it was like, come on, really? He's stuck in the floor? But yeah, I mean that's just the way, just the way this game was. But yeah, so post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know if there are anything that you think that I missed that you would like to see in the game. Let me know. Put that down in the comment section. Are there any things would you like to see 2K get rid of the franchise and give it to someone else? So let me know down in the comment section. All of that stuff. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you go to patreon.com/AJTrip to become a Patreon. Once I get to a certain number of patrons, you will be able to, vote on certain things that I will be doing that I can do on this channel, on my Twitch channel, or on my podcast. So you would have some control over the content that you would like to see. So make sure you go to patreon.com/AJTrip and become a Patreon. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.